Hello, everyone, and welcome to the closing ceremony of the Sinquefield Cup, the last qualifying stop on the Grand Chess Tour. We had an incredibly exciting event this year. It was down to the wire, down to the very last game before we decided the winners. Such an incredible event, and we have to thank these illustrious players for making that happen. Everyone, please give a hand to our Grandmasters. Not that you don't know their names, but before going on to introduce them, I'd first like to thank Shannon Bailey and the World Chess Hall of Fame for hosting the event in such a spectacular location. Continues to do great work. Thank you very much, Shannon, and your staff. Of course, none of this is possible without the largesse of Rex and Dr. Jeannie Sinquefield. They have really made chess special here in St. Louis and in the United States at large, making St. Louis now the capital of chess in the U.S. and, dare I say, the capital of chess in the world. So thank you very much, Rex and Dr. Jeannie Sinquefield. The Grand Chess Tour consists of many other cities, or at least a couple of other cities, and we'd like to thank those cities as well, starting with Leuven, Belgium, where we had a very spectacular event, won by this gentleman to my right, Wesley So. The organizer, Jan Kilevert of Your Next Move Chess. Jan, wherever you are watching, thank you so much. And in Paris, we also have some spectacular organizers, Jill Betthauser of Colliers International, and also Vivendi, and all the staff there, the studios that put on such a great show. Thank you as well, Paris. And, of course, St. Louis. We're here. We had the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz event, also a very exciting event. By the way, Paris was won by Hikaru Nakamura, and he managed to do the double and win here in St. Louis, the Rapid and Blitz event. And all that happens because of the great staff here, led by Executive Director Tony Rich.
Thank you very much, Maurice, and thank you all for coming tonight. I mentioned at the opening ceremony that, chess has always been something I've been passionate about since I started playing in high school, and I ran my very first chess club there. Seeing these players here today is yet another testimony to the great things that we're doing. It's not just that these great players are here, but it's that they've become role models for the students who play the game of chess. We have programs at about 100 schools in the St. Louis area, and each one of them are following these games. They're following these players. Some of them have even come down to the chess club to be able to get an autograph from their favorite player, and it's the reason we do it. It's the reason we're all here, in fact, is because we believe that St. Louis is a great city. We believe that the students that are in these programs are going to be, we know that they're going to be the future members of our society, and so we're very grateful to the players for creating such excellent role models and becoming such excellent role models for all of the students that we have. So thank you all for joining us, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Tony. Well, this may be the last opportunity this year to do it, so I would like to thank the players one by just introducing them. We have been watching them over the last 10 days, but they should get their applause for being such spectacular players, such amazing fighters, and all-around great gentlemen. So I will call their names one by one, starting from Russia, Grandmaster Sergei Karyakin. From Azerbaijan, Grandmaster Shakhriyar Mamedyarov. From Russia, Grandmaster Alexander Grishchuk. From Armenia, Grandmaster Levon Aronian. And to my right, from the USA, Grandmaster Wesley So. From India, Grandmaster Vishwanathan Anand. From France, Grandmaster Maxime Vachier-Lagrave. From the USA, Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura. from the USA, World Championship challenger, Fabiano Caruana. And from Norway, the world champion, Magnus Carlsen. And I always have the honor of being able to introduce these two people, in particular, Dr. Jeannie Sinquefield, who I hear wears the pants in the family. Jeannie?
Thank you, Maurice. He's always a great commentator. He says nice things about me. This has been so much fun. Remember about 9 days ago, I said it'd be sort of fun to have a new winner. Didn't expect we would have a three-way tie. So you guys did what I want, just in a slightly different way. So this has been lots of fun. Great things. I'm looking at you. We've got the former Grand Chess Tour, 5 former Sinquefield Cup winners. No new ones because they tied. World champions, former world champions. This is probably the elite. This is the best group you're ever going to see in chess here in St. Louis. So how about a big round of applause for them? And so I always get to introduce Rex. So we're always competing. So I'm doing my scouts with my 190,000 chess merit badges out there, build our audience, and he's trying to beat me by doing it here in St. Louis. He's only up to about 5,000 kids. We're working on it. So may I introduce the godfather of American chess, my loving husband, Rex Sinquefield.
Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you, Maurice. The players and the commentators, just an amazing job, an amazing tournament. Randy and his team at Spectrum and Kite and the crew at Silverback, Tammy, Mosel, Leonard, all of you made the broadcast and live show an incredible success. Thank you very much. The staff at the Chess Club and the World Chess Hall of Fame work so well together and do an incredible job day in and day out. Thanks to all of you for everything you do. And, of course, the very best in the world, Yasser, Maurice, Jennifer, Peter, Miro, the best broadcasters of any sport on this planet. Thank you very much for, once again, an incredible job. And Fabiano, Magnus, and Levan, all of you had an amazing tournament. You caused some heart palpitations. I think if future tournaments are like this, we're going to have cardiologists on standby. But all of you had an amazing tournament. You created real history in this year's Sinquefield Cup, and we congratulate all of you. And now it's my honor to introduce the man who runs the entire St. Louis County, the best county executive in the United States, the Honorable Steve Stenger.
Well, that's quite a title. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I think I got promoted. But thank you all very much. I have to mention former Mayor Francis Slay is here as well. It's great to see you here. As you all know, he's a great supporter of chess. As the 2018 Sinquefield Cup draws to a close, we salute all of the competitors and congratulate the winners who emerged from these contests as the finest players in the game. And I want to salute Rex and Jeannie Sinquefield for promoting the great game of chess and our hometown. That is just so important. On behalf of our entire region, I also want to thank you for the historic donation that they made today to St. Louis University, a $50 million gift toward creating a new fund to finance faculty research, hire new professors, and finance scholarships in the humanities. And with that said, there is a rumor going around that the Sinquefields attached a certain stipulation to their gift, and that was that SLU replace its clock tower with a giant chess piece. Rex, there's no truth to that, is there? Okay, we're just making sure. But seriously, the entire St. Louis region benefits from the Sinquefield sponsorship of the great game of chess and the world-class competitions in our own town. The estimated economic impact of the many visitors who attended these contests over the past few weeks will be calculated, and it will be significant, well in excess of $1 million. Again, I appreciate the opportunity to participate in this event, and thanks again to Rex and Jeannie Sinquefield for their support of the entire St. Louis region. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve. Well, this Sinquefield Cup had its moments, and it had its historic conclusion. Instead of having just one repeat winner, as was mentioned, we had 3, and they did it in a variety of ways, all of it very exciting, and we are deeply appreciative to be able to talk about these games that these gentlemen play, because they are indeed the legends of our game. Just simply incredible chess. So I get the honor of this time of actually announcing 3 separate winners. It's hard to pick an order, so I'm going to pick it by the order that they concluded the victory. First of all, this gentleman showed his class by winning the game and having people chase him throughout the event. Almost could have just sealed the deal, but he was caught at the end. Nevertheless, with no losses, perfect score and 2 wins, the first winner of the Sinquefield Cup, repeat winner of the Sinquefield Cup from the USA, World Championship challenger, Fabiano Caruana. This next gentleman played gangster chess. His sacrifice of a rook on f7 in a situation that really was going for it all, and he could have lost it all if he didn't win the game, just showed his courage, his heart, his desire, and the fact that he just likes to have a lot of fun when he plays. He is also a repeat winner, etching his name on the trophy for a second time. From Armenia, Grandmaster Levon Aronian. And this gentleman has been doing it just about all his life. Takes a position that looks to everybody like it's drawn, and he keeps it going, and he keeps it going, and you have to stay with him because he's relentless. The boa constrictor, creating threats from any angle, even ghost threats maybe, and scares everyone who's playing against him. You've got to be perfect in defense, and any mistake he punishes. And he was the last to finish, 97 moves before he finally could clinch that tie. From Norway, the world champion, Magnus Carlsen. And I would like for the players to say a few words. I know you'd like to thank, word of thanks. So first, starting with you, Fabiano. How does it feel to have the trophy back at home?
Yeah, it feels amazing it's been so many years since I had a great tournament here, and I mean, it couldn't have gone better, I think. There were some exciting moments, and I think that in the end it was a fair shared victory. I think also Magnus and Levon fully deserved the first place, and they fought very hard in the last round. And of course I would like to thank everyone who made this tournament possible, and all the tournaments, all the great tournaments around the year in St. Louis, everyone at the Chess Club and everyone at the Hall of Fame who make these events run so smoothly, and all the commentators and the arbiters who help the players feel comfortable and help the viewing public enjoy the spectacle. And I'd especially like to thank Dr. Jeannie and Rex Sinquefield for promoting the game of chess and for making St. Louis such a great chess city. And I'd also like to thank my parents in the second row for being here and for supporting me.
And Levon, you did play this gangster move, rook takes on f7, and got all of us extremely excited. It could have gone the other way, but you managed to pull it together and show your class and finish the game off in style. Your thoughts on this event?
I think it was kind of symbolical to have 10 years of this wonderful organization and support towards our game, to have a shared victory. So, because we all, the players, are so grateful to the Sinquefield family for what they're doing, and we've been just blessed with everything, just being here. So I guess that's why I wanted to have some fun, and I always want to have fun here. The only problem is that the last time I won the tournament here, I've beaten 3 Americans. So this time there were only 2 players from Russia instead of 3. If there were 3, I would have some chances. So I would like to thank the people who support our game and give us this incredible tournaments. And I hope that there are many, many more years coming, and we'll pray for your health, Jeannie and Rex. And thank to all the volunteers and everybody who works at the club and makes chess great in America.
Thank you. And Magnus, you had won in the first year, but came ever so close, never finishing worse than second place in the others. How does it feel now to have your name once again etched on the cup?
Well, I mean, frankly speaking, I was second 3 times. Wasn't particularly close to winning any of them. So especially that one year with Fabi. So, but I cannot say that I echo Levon's sentiment that it's nice to share the victory. It's much nicer to win on your own, I think. I think Levon also would agree with that. Having said that, for me personally, it's obviously a massive. So I've had a bit of a drought, not only in this particular tournament, but also in tournaments of this stature with only such world-class players. I've usually been second recently, so I'm very happy to share first place, and it's been a wonderful experience here once again with the club and everything. So I'm thankful for the opportunity to play here and thrilled about the result.
Thank you. I'm going to open up a question to the audience. Anyone from the press who has a quick question for the players?
This question is for Magnus. I heard you say a couple of times in the commentary that you got nervous during your games, and I think that would surprise a lot of people that you still get nervous. So was it something particular to this tournament, or is that just a natural state and you admitted it a couple times during the event?
Well, I've been telling people all my life that I get nervous, but they never listen. So maybe people will start now. I think it's part of being really competitive and really caring about the results, that nerves are bound to creep in at some point. So I think it's part of the game, and learning to master it takes a lifetime for most people. So I'm hoping to get there eventually.
Fabiano, I have a question for you, and I'd like for you to think about it as well, Magnus. People tried to set up this event as a possible preview in some way of what you two are going to experience in November. It's all even, drawing your individual game and a tie at the end of it. What do you perceive as it meaning that you guys didn't do anything to one-up each other at this tournament?
Oh, we actually had a pretty much identical result in terms of who we beat and who we drew. And I mean, in our individual encounter, I was under very serious pressure. So a draw there was quite good for me. But yeah, I don't see what bearing this has on the World Championship match. I mean, we both showed that we can fight for the first place, but this isn't really a new thing. And still there's all to play for.
Magnus?
Well, I mean, I don't mean to sound petty. Actually, I kind of do. But I had an extra black game, so.
All right. Well, with that, there's always a way to one-up each other. You know how it goes. With that, it is time to take a photo, and this will be a photo like we've never taken. 3 players holding the trophy, so I would like to welcome all 3 players to come over. The trophy is heavy enough, so we'll see if we can share this photo, if you may. And if I may ask the Sinquefields also to join them as everybody gets a hand on the photo. I think they're trying to get them to lift it sideways. This seems quite right. How can they all get their hands on the photos? You got to work that out. Magni, surround it. Let's get some photos. I think sideways will be very difficult because the trophy looks better standing up. Magnus, Levon, you got to get in there. Oh, there we go. All right, they've worked it out. They've worked it out. Now we get a picture of these illustrious players. The fabulous trio winning the Sinquefield Cup, each of them for a second time. Quite an accomplishment for these players. As they're doing that, I will also mention that the Sinquefield Cup is the 4th qualifying spot on the Grand Chess Tour, and 4 players did make it to London. And this will not be the end of this party, as it will be very exciting. And we had a very exciting finish as well. Players, we got our photos. And the names will be etched on the trophy as well. Well, thank you, players. You may sit back down. As I said, the Sinquefield Cup is the 4th and final qualifying spot on the Grand Chess Tour. And 4 players made it to London. We played all those events. We tallied all those points. We had early leaders. We had people overtake the leaders. And actually, at the very end, Fabiano Caruana showed us something special in order to qualify as well. So we would like to congratulate the 4 players who made it. And first of all, in the number 1 seed, Hikaru Nakamura. The number 2 seed, I need my commentator team to help me. Who's the number 2 seed? Is it Levon? Okay, we got arguments going on, but I'm going to trust Yasser. Yasser has definitively said the number 2 seed will be Levon Aronian. The number 3 seed, Maxime Vachier-Lagrave. And finally, with a finish that enthralled us all and was a fitting conclusion to this entire journey of the Grand Chess Tour, Fabiano Caruana. They will be playing in London for a total prize fund of $300,000. The winner will take home a cool $120,000 for a few days' work. Not a bad paycheck. But before that, we will have the Champion Showdown, headlined by one Gary Kasparov. Every time he says he's going to stay in retirement, we don't believe him, and we figure out a way to pull him back out. But as Gary always said, there's only one place that he cares to play, and it's here in St. Louis. Well, we thank you all for your time. We are deeply appreciative of the fans who follow us on Twitter and elsewhere, on YouTube. I thank my co-commentators. I thank the Sinquefields once again, and the magic that is here in St. Louis. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.